Have you ever heard the chilling tale of the Highway 178 Phantom? It's a story that has haunted the winding roads of Arkansas for decades. A story that begins on a dark and stormy night. It was a terrible night in Shoals, Arkansas. The kind of night where the wind howls like a wounded animal and the rain hammers down, blurring the world outside your window. No one in their right mind would be out in a storm like this, but Hank had to get to Fairview. He was driving down Highway 178, his knuckles white on the steering wheel, just trying to get home before the storm got even worse. As he drove past the town limits, an unsettling feeling crept over him. The road was empty, swallowed by the darkness and the downpour. He glanced at his dashboard clock, urging his truck to go faster, and then he saw it. A shape, a figure, materializing out of the swirling rain on the side of the road. Hank slammed on the brakes, his heart leaping into his throat. He squinted through the windshield, wipers battling the deluge, and saw it was a woman. A young woman, just standing there, hitchhiking in the middle of a raging storm. Against his better judgment, he pulled over. He couldn't just leave her there. He rolled down the passenger window, and a blast of cold, wet air filled the cab. Need a ride? He yelled over the storm. The woman, soaked to the bone and shivering, nodded gratefully. "Thank you so much," she said, her voice trembling as she climbed in. "I just need to get home." Her clothes were dripping, forming a puddle on the floor mat. Hank just nodded, pulling back onto the highway, trying to make up for lost time. They drove in an awkward silence for a few minutes. The only sounds were the relentless patter of rain on the roof and the roar of the wind. As they neared the edge of Fairview, the woman finally spoke, her voice barely a whisper. "Turn left up here," she said, pointing a pale finger towards a dark, unlit side road. "My parents will know the rest." Hank hesitated. This wasn't the main road into town. Every instinct told him to keep going, to drop her off at a well-lit gas station or diner. But he looked over at her. She seemed so fragile, so desperate to get home. He couldn't bring himself to say no. He made the turn, his headlights cutting a narrow path through the trees that crowded the winding lane. She gave him quiet directions, a left here, a right there, until they pulled up to a house. It was a modest home, but it was completely dark. No porch light, no warm glow from a window. An eerie stillness hung over the place. Hank killed the engine. The sudden silence was deafening after the noise of the storm. "Well, we're here," he said, trying to sound cheerful. He opened his door. "I'll walk you to the door." He turned to her, but the passenger seat was empty. The door hadn't opened. The seat wasn't even wet anymore. She was just gone. His heart was pounding against his ribs. What was happening? He got out of the truck, the rain instantly soaking his shirt, and walked onto the porch. He felt a profound sense of dread, but he had to know. He raised his hand to knock on the dark wooden door. Before his knuckles could touch it, a man's voice, choked with grief, boomed from inside. "What do you want?" The voice demanded, full of anger and pain. "Can't you people leave us alone? Don't you know my daughter was just killed in a car accident on the highway tonight?" Hank froze, his hand still suspended in the air. The words hit him like a physical blow. He slowly turned around, his mind reeling, and there she was, standing right behind him on the porch, untouched by the rain. A sad, gentle smile was on her face. "Thank you for trying," she whispered, her voice like the rustle of dry leaves. "But I'm afraid I can't go home tonight." And just like that, she dissolved into the stormy night, leaving Hank standing alone on the porch, shaken to his very soul. Some say her spirit still wanders Highway 178 on stormy nights, forever trying to get home. So if you're ever driving through Arkansas when a storm rolls in, and you see a lone figure on the side of the road, maybe you should just keep driving. Thanks for watching. If you love spooky stories like this one, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more chills. Stay safe out there.